Ooh, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes for this review of the Bournemouth Newcastle game. It's a bit of a bore fest, but we've got a lot to get through, to be fair, because even though it was a bore fest, there's still a lot of discussion. There's lots of being said online. There's lots of indecisions and lots of people backwards and forwards with each other, as it always is. Hasn't been as doomsday as I thought it would be, though, which is quite refreshing. But yeah, me and Dan will get into it, and we'll hear from some of the other guys as well through video and get their opinions. Just want to say it was amazing going to Newcastle Benfield Football Club yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I am so tired. I only had 3 drinks, but I cannot do it anymore. Traveling and all this sort of stuff. John was there, Jack, the famous one. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely teething down. Got soaked. But we loved it. And it was a great game of football, to be fair, in the FA Vase Cup. They won 3-0, so they've got the hat in the next round. They've got their ball in the hat in the next round. So looking forward to see if they get a home draw and whether I can go again. Again, costs a lot of money to go backwards and forwards all the time and all that sort of stuff. But Benfield Football Club will be the destination for our talking or end of February, beginning with March, all in the pipeline. Really looking forward with that. Also went to Wallsend and went to Prince Charming, the shop that's got all the Newcastle merchandise that I put pictures on all our social media accounts. Lovely guy called Rob who owns it. Do keys cutting, prints. They do Newcastle merchandise, signed stuff, rock and roll stuff, movie memorabilia. Get yourself down there or join their Facebook group to have a look at the stuff that they've got, because they've got a lovely Carabao Cup winning photograph fully signed by everyone. It's brilliant. So please check them out as well. So welcome back to Through Black and White for the view of the boys game against Bournemouth. Please like, share, subscribe, hype, promote the channel. It's all free and it helps. There's the link if you want to become a member. I do need to do a prize draw. I'm going to have a hell of a lot more prizes for you in the future, especially with Rob, because I'm going to give him loads of tops to get signed. Can't wait for that. Join for just 99p if you would like to further support the channel. Super chats are available in the bottom right-hand corner. And like I say, we will be getting on bigger guests in the future as well. You know the crack there. Gary's in the house. Dan's coming on the show, obviously. Guys, how you doing, mate? I love that photograph. I really do. Right, let's bring the man in. How are we doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
I am also proper knackered.
I bet you are. You've done a lot of traveling.
It was a quick turnaround. I went to New Jersey to see my daughter and to escort my grandfather-in-law back home. He's been out there for a month, so visiting family and such. So, but got to watch. I discovered a new football pub on the Jersey Shore out in Bradley Beach called Darcy's. That's how they say it. It's D''ARCYS. And they are the Gunners. They have a blue and white Arsenal badge on their football kits in there for their home football team. I'm also sending back a Newcastle scarf, a Monterey Bay scarf, and a San Jose Earthquake scarf, because they don't have any of those on their ceiling in that establishment. But I went there to watch the Champions League match on Thursday.
Ooh.
That was something that it was a pub that Tara found online. It's the soccer pub is what they call.
No, I mean the result.
No. I mean the soccer pub on the Jersey Shore. So I went and found it, and Ellie and I took that in, and I sat next to a young man named David originally from Florida, who was a Barcelona fan. As soon as I sat down, he was wearing a Pedri kit. But yeah, I mean, I sat. Well, and to be fair to David, he said, he was watching football with a friend, and this story sounds familiar, Baz. But he was watching football with a friend, and he was told by the friend that you got to pick a team. So he was watching, I want to say Champions League or something like that, like 3 or 4 years ago, and he said he picked Barcelona. And well, no, and the guy, no, and his friend was just like, good choice. Sad they don't have Messi anymore. And he said, "Who's Messi?"
Even better.
He had absolutely no idea who Messi was at the time that he picked Barcelona as his team. So anyway, great guy, great crack sitting next to him. Shout out to Jimmy on the bartender who also took care of us that day. It was a great pub. I posted it on Instagram and immediately got someone and said, "It's football, it's soccer, or football, not soccer." Which is like,
soccer,
get off. No, but
to be fair, that winds me up a little bit as well. I understand why people get wound up by it because it's football.
It is, but when they advertise themselves, when they advertise themselves as the soccer pub on the peninsula or on the Jersey Shore, you got to go with their branding.
Of course you do.
And immediately after that match, we went and watched the Monmouth University women play soccer against the College of Charleston. We left with 20 minutes to go because we had to go visit other family before they put their kids to bed, and it was 4-0 Charleston. So I said to Ellie as we were leaving, I said, if we get to the other house and we find out that the score is 4-4, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Lightning doesn't strike twice, to be fair.
I know. And you know what I'm referring to, of course.
Oh, yes, I do.
So no, but it was fun. But yeah, I got home last night at midnight, our time. And then, of course, was up at 5:45 to watch the match this morning.
Watch the game, yeah.
I'm surprised I'm doing nap as well.
Very quickly. I mean, Jesus. Before we start talking about the action, let's just talk about the lineup. We were expecting changes. But were you expecting 7 changes?
7 changes. I was not, and to be fair, I mean, I looked at the front. I looked at the starting 11 and just went, okay. I'm trying to figure out where the goals are going to come from.
Well, not just the goals, just trying to work out the formation as well, because Sky had us down as a 3-4-3. I thought we were playing, definitely out of possession, we were playing a 4-5-1.
Yeah.
So when we were in possession, it felt more like a 3-5-2.
It was definitely 3-5-2 because Botman was absolutely playing the sweeper.
Yeah.
Chow was playing the right center back. Byrne was playing the left center back. I don't think he never went far enough up into midfield for me to justify saying that we were playing with a 4-5-1. Because I wouldn't have put Byrne or Chow in as a defensive midfielder either. We were definitely playing 3-5-2. Though it was a little confusing because we would see Murphy and Livramento both hugging the right touch line. So trying to figure out.
Well, this is where I was getting confused because a lot of the times, though, I then found Murphy infield. And when he was infield, there wasn't, it didn't work. It didn't work. Let's face it.
The overlaps that we're used to seeing with either Trips or Elanga or Livramento and Murphy, they weren't there because Murphy, I think, was being told to play more centrally as more of a foil to Big Nick.
Yeah.
And the midfield was lacking a bit of bite simply because it was Tonali doing his best with the Bairns. Well, it was nice to see.
Miley did all right. Don't get me wrong, but
no, not at all. It was nice to see Miley. It was nice to see Willett get some minutes in his legs as well. But then again, we also saw some timid moments from Willett or some turnovers from Willett that just kind of reminded us of why he's not a starter. So it was brilliant to see Lewis Hall get 90 minutes under his legs. That was fantastic. Absolutely great. And Botman. Yeah, that was my first comment, was that Botman finished 90 minutes with no issue, or at least that's what we saw. So, I was confused when the starting 11 was put up, and then I was, I'm looking at the bench going, are we saving all these guys for Bradford?
No, I don't think we are. I just think Thursday, Sunday was too much. And I've got a feeling because Tonali played 90 minutes, then Bruno will come in for Bradford because of that to rest Tonali for the weekend.
Agreed.
And I think what you'll find is Joe Linton and Bruno won't start against Bradford. They'll probably switch around. So 45 minutes for Bruno, 45 minutes for Joe Linton, and Tonali will be rested completely.
So we'll see Willock. I don't.
I don't think we'll see Willock on Wednesday.
We'll talk. Let's talk about that at the end.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
This is the issue, though, because we've got so many games coming now thick and fast.
Yeah.
This is why I thought changes would happen, but I did not expect us to go to a back five.
Yeah.
Because we saw what the back five was like against Leeds.
Yeah.
It was poor.
Yep. I didn't think this was poor. Did you?
No. Well, yes.
Against
going forward.
Against a bogey team. A team that has always given us trouble, and let's be honest, a club that's in the ascendancy this season. They've done very, very well.
They have, but going forward, it was poor.
Okay, well,
very poor. Let's talk about the action.
Please do,
because in the first half, hello Helen, we'll be putting up your video soon. Willock is finished now, being good servant, but move him on. See, there's a lot of people saying that, and we'll come back to that later on.
It's about 2 weeks too late.
Yeah, exactly. Willock's worst game for us, but I'm not slating anyone. I'm just slating he can be a lot better. He can be a lot better. I mean, Hall's first full 90 minutes since he's back is why he's going to be a bit ring rusty. Same for Willock as well. It's the first time he's played that long, and he looked gassed. But in the first half, I mean, there was one very good chance when we played some lovely football through Volta made, and then we slipped in Murphy, whose shot was saved.
Yep.
Other than that,
I was really, if only he could have gotten under it and put it into the roof of the net, like we know he's capable of doing. He shot it right low at the near post, and it was. I was a
comfortable save, wasn't it?
It was.
There was a few little other openings where we got in around the back and crossed it, but no one really got on the end of anything. Tonali, again, another little move where Tonali got a bit of space and he fired over the bar, where he expects to do a little bit better for his quality. But they were the only two shots we really had in the first half. And that's what I mean by it being poor, because yes, we were solid at the back. I don't think we really, I mean, in the first 15 minutes we were bombarded.
Yes.
You know, they were throwing balls down the channels.
We were lucky to still be, we were lucky for it to be scoreless after those 15 minutes. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, their disallowed goal for offside, it looked a mile offside. And then when they showed the, you know, the automated offside thing, I thought, Jesus. But the first thing I noticed straight away with that was how badly Tino fell asleep. Because he looked over his shoulder. He knew that player was there. And then he started ball watching. And then Brooks just ghosted in behind him.
Yep.
And he should have reacted to that. He should have been blocking that run so he didn't get in front of him. Obviously, we're lucky.
After so many games playing left back, he was just
he
was just not on the right side in his head, man. So
maybe. Could be absolutely right, but that's where Trips gives you more confidence because he reads the game so well.
But we also saw him snooze a couple of times a couple of seasons ago too. So you know,
it does happen.
Yep.
But that first 15-minute period was testing, and Chow, Botman, and Byrne handled it very, very well.
Agreed.
And they also handled Semenyo very well, didn't they?
Yes, they did. That's the only reason why I was still awake. It really was exciting to watch because I was on the edge of the couch, you know, expecting a goal at some point. When Brooks's goal came, I was like, well, shit, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
But then, you know, as soon as I saw the flag go up, I was relieved. But then, of course, it wasn't VAR. Was it VAR? Did they go to VAR?
No, the referee put his flag up, but the automated system confirmed it was offside. So
we saw over here. We saw that footage at halftime.
Oh, right.
We saw the automated. So it
was literally shin.
Yes, it was the left half of his shin.
Like that much. It was crazy. I thought he was like a half a yard offside at least.
Yeah. For me, that looked almost as almost as bad as Isak's second goal in his debut. It was that close.
I hope not, Michael. I want to see Gordon play on the left, and I want to see Alanga play on the right, and I want to see Voltamade up front with that combination.
I wanted to go back and agree with one of Michael's comments or up above. Yeah. I think in the 3 games that we've seen Big Nick, I think we're still trying to figure out how to use him.
Yeah, you got to play through him. You can't play. You can't put it down the channels or anything like that. You got to play through him. You remember you probably remember the episode of
Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that's exactly what went through my head as soon as you said it. You go, stop playing to me, stop playing through me.
What do you mean? I love it. That's what total football is. But yeah, I mean, we've seen it with Ultimate. The goal we scored against Barcelona, we played through them.
Yep.
And we played off him. It was a beautiful goal, well created and well worked. And that's what he's good at. His touch. I mean, he's been getting a lot of stick. But again, we did not play to his strengths today. He didn't get any chances. The service was shocking. But every time that he was asked to control the ball, long punts up and stuff like that, I thought his touch was wonderful at times.
Yeah.
And you can see what was there, couldn't you?
Yeah. I saw very little of him. I didn't get to grow up with it. There, exactly.
Jamie Tart, Jamie Tart, Jamie Tart.
He is a giant. He is a giant. Peter Beardsley, our Voltamada.
Yeah, I mean, Voltamada's never going to be an Andy Cole.
No, but
Visser will be the Andy Cole, won't he? That's what
right.
I like.
Yes, to think. Exactly. We'll get there. Again, we had him. We had him for 2 days of training before he made his debut.
Exactly.
We've got to get to know him and where he's going to fit in our system. It would have been lovely to have had him all preseason. And figured all that out. But
this is it. A lot of people forget that we got them right on deadline day.
Yep.
We've seen one of them get injured on international duty, which is an absolute nightmare. And now we've got Voltamade, who's still not up to speed with Premier League. He's not up to speed with the Newcastle fitness.
Yep.
It's going to take him time. I keep telling people Gordon was not very good when he first came because
there was fit, and then there's Newcastle fit. That
exactly.
was the quote.
Lewis Hall was just not Newcastle fit.
Yep.
And look at them now. Just got to give them time to get up to speed. And Voltamade is not going to be the kind of person who's going to be running around trying to close people down. It's not his game. He needs to play.
Stop playing to him and play through him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But again, it was a very, very dull performance from both teams, really, in the first half. There wasn't many chances of note. Like I said, there was 2 chances for us. There was one good save from Nick Pope that he had to make, where he saved it with his feet, which was nice to see again. It was a well-hit shot on the right-hand side, saved it with his feet. But other than that, it was boring, wasn't it?
It was testing. It was
testing. Yeah,
it was a struggle to stay awake. I won't say it was boring. It was just, my goodness gracious, can we see something? Murphy's shot was the one thing that just, we're alive out there.
Yeah.
We were missing Elanga's pace. We were missing Gordon's, aggression. And I use that word reservedly because it's his aggression that got us in the boat that we're in now. Thankfully, we got through the 3rd match of Anthony Gordon's suspension with no issues, and he'll be back for the next game. So that's going to be exciting for us.
Jules is coming back from Portugal. I didn't realize she was on holiday. She never said it.
I didn't.
I hope you're having a lovely holiday, Jules. I mean, the first half was where the action was, to be honest with you. 6 shots for Bournemouth, 4 shots for us. Both keepers made 1 save each.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was all about the tackles, 7 and 9 each, 4 free kicks each. It was just one of those games, wasn't it?
My biggest fear, Baz, is that we're in this position where we were so desperate to get a pair of strikers, so that we could let he who shall not be named move on. only to have one of them, the one that we were expecting to fill his boots, come back injured and could be out for 4 to 5 weeks. I'm hoping that we're not pinning all of our expectations for goals on that player.
Yeah.
So
we bought two strikers to basically to eradicate missing out on the goals that Isak's going to get. You know, Voltamade and Wissa between them should get 25 to 30 goals, which puts in place what that rat was producing for us. And
yes.
And like I say, with Wissa getting injured was the worst thing that could have happened to us.
And that's I think that was the point I'm trying to make, and it was belaboredly doing so. Where are the goals coming from without him is the concern. I mean, we can see what Voltamade is capable of, but we need to see who can play off him, because again, we don't play to him, we play through him. So we got to figure out how to use him best with the players that we have available with Wissa out. And we haven't been able to do that in totality because Gordon's been suspended. So now that Gordon has finished his suspension and we've got more opportunities to see more, there you go.
Pope is looking good, to be honest. Competition provided by Ramsdale and training. I agree. I think he's up his backside, and I think that's the reason why we're seeing. I think Pope's got a lot more confidence now with his shoulder and his saving ability, but again, he's still terrible with his feet, and we saw that again today.
And I agree with Leslie in the next comment. Is I think on Wednesday I'm hoping.
I think Ramsdale will get his chance on Wednesday, definitely. I think we'll see a lot of changes again on Wednesday.
I think we might see. Well, we might see Lewis Hall on the left again. I think we'll see Trips on Wednesday. I think Tino. I figured Tino will get a rest. If we're going to rest Tonali,
Kraft could come
exactly.
In.
Yep. Or do we see Kraft and Alex Murphy in central defense so that we give Byrne?
Byrne can have a rest. You can play 4-3-3, so you can still play Chow and Botman potentially. But yeah, there's lots of options as long as we don't over-exude our players again, because we've got a massive game against Arsenal coming up. So
yes, we do.
Let's face it, that's the most important thing. Then I know the Carabao Cup, we've got obviously the affiliation of winning it last year and protecting our trophy, trying to win it again. But the league is our bread and butter.
Well, and a certain number 10 that plays very well against Arsenal will be available.
Yes.
So,
but going into the second half, I was pleading for early changes, like 65 minutes, like bring on Bruno, bring on J7, give Tonali some support. I thought Miley was too back passy. Everything was too slow. Nobody was brave enough to play forward passes between the lines, to play through. Voltamade. That was the issue for me.
I didn't like seeing Chow also play back. There was a moment where Chow was at the half line, and the ball got passed to him, and rather than trying to figure out a forward motion, he went all the way back to we were all the way up front, all the way at the end line, and all of a sudden the ball just kind of got passed around, and it went to Chow, and he went all the way back to Pope. I was like, nah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, far too much of that, and it was very frustrating to watch because of that. And it's just the only really screaming point was, should we have had a penalty?
I think we should have. I think
we should have. That not a free kick as well, by the way.
Exactly.
And then the referee was atrocious.
I thought the shirt pull was worthy of something. Are we talking about Dan Byrne yet at the end?
No,
the handball. Okay,
yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit.
We'll get there. Yep.
Yeah. But the pulling of the shirt, I have asked Keith Hackett. He hasn't got back in time to me. I basically asked him. I said, "Is that a penalty or is it soft? Is it enough force, and was there enough time to be holding on?" Because obviously they all talk about, is there the consistent pulling of the shirt? Because it was quite. I reckon I counted about 3 seconds, and then Voltamade was on the floor. And
duration, I would say.
Duration. And then did it have enough force to put him on the floor?
No.
That's the thing. But does it stop him from reaching forward to get the ball? Because he was trying to lay it back, wasn't he?
Yep.
And that's the thing. If he'd fallen backwards instead of forwards, maybe they would have looked at it.
Right.
Because he was pulling them back, wasn't he? And then he went forward. I'm like, well, why are you going forward? Is it because he let go of you and you were trying to?
But if you looked at it in slow motion, he just let his feet go under. He let his feet go, and that's why, at 6'6", man, the tall tree's going to fall forward. That's the way it works.
True.
So, I also noticed that Paul is saying, well, yes.
I said at the time, on another day, another club, that would be a penalty. My friend immediately said Liverpool would have got it. Yeah, this is the thing. If we'd done that to Liverpool, they probably would have got it. Especially
Liverpool would have gotten it.
Minutes.
Arsenal would have gotten it. Man City would have gotten it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that was really, even with all the substitutions when they came on, we still left Bruno on the bench. We still left J7 on the bench. I don't think they were ever going to come on, to be honest with you. Unless we were losing and we were chasing the game, I think they might have risked them to try and get a point. But because we were so comfortable in a way of defending the way we were with the 5 at the back, I think he was happy with a point today.
Yeah.
And that's the way I see it. And that's why he brought Asula on, Barnes on. Who else did he bring on? He took Chow off for Lascelles because Chow was on a yellow card. And that was probably a sensible thing because he made another foul at the edge of the box, didn't he? Which could have seen another yellow and seen him sent off.
And I think we'll see. I think we'll see Lascelles start on Wednesday night.
Yes. Yeah. There's another option at centre back.
Yep. It was good. So another chance for him to get some minutes in his legs. Because he's not going to be playing in the Champions League. We know that. He got left out of the Champions League squad. So we're going to be depending on Lascelles for. Well, is the Turkish window now closed? Because there was some talk about him possibly going to Fenerbahce or something like that.
I think it is closed. Yeah,
I think it was the 15th of September it closed or something like that. So we'll be depending on Jamal for. Got to remember, folks, he's the club captain. He's
got a big injury, hasn't he? And this is his last year with us.
Yep. I don't know if he has a clause in there that if he gets a certain number of starts or whatever.
We've already used that clause.
to extend him this year. So
we've already used the clause, to extend him this year. So he'll definitely be on his.
And we know he can be relied upon, especially especially in the Carabao Cup against the likes of Bradford. I mean, I think we'll be in good hands, and he will lead the team out proudly that night because he will be wearing the armband. I did notice that Dan Burn was wearing the armband today. I didn't give much thought about that when they were coming out, when I saw the starting 11.
Point, actually,
I looked around, I was sitting there, well, wait a minute, Bruno's not on the pitch, so who's wearing the armband? So, it was good to see Dan Burn lead the team out. So
I think he deserved to lead the team out, to be fair.
I agree.
He's a good captain. I generally thought Lascelles would have scored with a header when he came on. Yeah, I mean, the amount of height, right? we'll come to this later. Right. The handball that was given as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but how can that player be given handball when his hands were tied to his body and the ball was spinning away so much power? Yeah. And he was hit with so much power over such a short distance. How can the referee give that as a handball?
Yep.
It was ridiculous.
For me, that was a homer call. For me, that was the referee folding under the pressure of the crowd.
Yeah.
As soon as the howling started, he was just like, handball. I think it was a poor decision because you could tell that Dan Burn was spinning away. He was trying to get out of the way of the ball.
Yeah.
So it wasn't he wasn't purposely trying to make his body bigger to, Jesus. It was just handball drives me nuts. Handball as a foul drives me nuts because it's up to the interpretation of the damn referee, and that's what pisses me off.
Yeah, Dan Burn did, to be fair. He did a lot of lung busting runs. I'll come back to Dan Burn in a minute.
And he knew he could because he had Botman and Chow back there.
Yeah, someone had to do it.
Yep. Hey, Jimmy.
Missed the match. Doesn't sound like it was a fun one. Replay. Don't watch the replay, mate. just leave it.
If you're gonna watch the replay, mate, have a a carafe of coffee ready.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and
From the
maybe some
resulting free
toothpicks.
kick, good save from Nick Pope.
Yep.
I mean, it was quite close to him, but obviously
Oh,
was
and
it
I like
Cliver who hit it? It was Cliver who hit it,
yes, it was
wasn't it?
Cliver who hit
Yeah,
it, and I like Tino was down on the ground behind the wall,
yeah.
to make sure, and it whizzed by his head. To be honest,
Mhm.
I was glad that Pope went down on that shoulder to get to it.
Yeah, exactly. It was a
So
good save, pushed it
yep,
wide, and it felt like at that point the referee was trying to award anything to try and beat us. That's what it felt like. I know you shouldn't say things like that, but that's what it felt like.
I
It
don't
felt like
remember what
anything
our
was
traveling
against us.
contingent was. Was it 2,000?
Oh, I'm not sure, but you could
Because I
hear
mean,
them.
because Vitality's only 11,000,
Yeah,
11,005 allowed of 11,006.
yeah. So
They're
probably only
looking
get about 1,500, won't we, or something like that.
they're looking to expand it to 20,
Mm,
but I mean, it's the smallest ground in the Premier League.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had 9,000 people yelling at him to give fouls. So there you go.
Your guy didn't have a good game, I'm afraid. But he wasn't up to speed. I mean, a lot of the time, the ball in the first half didn't go down his side. And then when it was starting to go down the left, there was somebody else in his place at the time. So
Yeah,
the formation didn't work for me, though. I mean, like I said on Twitter, it's great playing five at the back if you want to be hard to beat. But when we play five at the back, unless you've got world-class players up front,
yeah,
you're not going to win football matches. And we were never going to win that football match today unless it was a 1-0. We were never
yeah.
going to blow them away. So credit to the back line. It's free. We're the first team in history to draw 3 games in a row 0-0 away from home. So
Yeah.
that's unbelievable. We've got 4 clean sheets in 5 games now, which is even better. So I can't fault them for that, but it is literally the fact that the going forward side of things gets absolutely wiped out when we play 5 at the back, because
Agreed.
Lewis Hall and Tino are great fullbacks when they're playing in a 4 because they're overlapping.
Yeah.
When they're asked to go forward and do the actual creativity side of things, they can't. How many times did they lose the ball today? How many times did they not get the crosses in? It just doesn't work. So we've got to
there was
stop it.
the joke of the referee where Hall went to go take a throw in, and the referee made him go back 15 yards.
Yeah.
And just come on, mate. So I agree. I think once we have our first choice tandem up front, when Wissa's available, I think we could see some snatch and goes with a 5 at the back. If Eddie's looking to make sure that we're going to be tough to beat, but we have Big Nick and Wissa up front, I think we'll be able to snatch a couple of those 1-0s. If that's what we're looking to do.
I
But
think
right
we'll
now
be a different opposition
we just
completely.
can't do it. We can't do it. Yeah.
But the Miley and Tonali combination worked defensively, but it didn't work going forward because, like I mentioned, they just weren't playing the defense line passes. Or when Miley ever had the ball, you always looked backwards rather than forward. So that's where it was very, very frustrating. And the stats in the second half, right?
Do you think Tonali and Miley? Do you think Tonali and Miley were also thinking, "Yeah, Joe, you're not doing the business, so we can't look to make that forward pass to you, mate."
You've got to keep doing it, and if he doesn't make the business, he gets hooked off. So you've got to try and give him the ball and see what he does. If he doesn't have it, then you can't blame him, can you?
No.
Only concern is games coming. Like this is what I'm worried about. Games coming thick and fast, because look at Villa this season. You don't qualify for the Champions League again. You do not buy the players or keep the players that you want. And they are really struggling. But second half stats for you, right? This is how bad we were. Not one single shot on goal.
Yeah.
That's what really frustrated me the most, is that we knew the defensive side of thing was handling itself, but we could not even get one attempt on goal. Yeah. That is very frustrating. They had 5. Our keeper made 1 save. So all in all, it was a draw fest.
I want to say thank you to Blade for reminding me. All of a sudden, out of this morning watching the game, I completely forgot that we have Jacob Ramsey.
Yeah, he's still injured, isn't he? That's a problem.
Yeah,
well,
but I mean,
him in it.
but I mean, because we've only had him so long. I mean, we haven't had him long,
no,
and as soon as we got him, he was injured. You know, I've completely wiped him from my memory, which is a shame because he is an option in midfield that we will have going forward.
He's got pace and he likes to make runs in the channels, which would have been perfect for today.
Yep.
He would have been a good player to have today, to be fair.
Barnes frustrated me again
when
he came on. Well, that was the big discussion in the pub on Thursday watching the Champions League match, the Barcelona match, was the guy sitting next to me was sitting there going, that Barnes guy, I mean, I don't know why he's even on the pitch. I said, that's a question a lot of us have, but I mean, again, maybe I maybe switch him to the right and put Alanga up front and move Gordon to the left where we know he's more capable. I just
shouldn't
Barnes
need to do that now.
Wasn't doing anything. No.
Shouldn't need to. That's what we should have done. Earlier in the season when Fulltyne wasn't there.
Right.
But we shouldn't have to do that now. But we might do that on Wednesday. We might throw Gordon up front on Wednesday, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right. Let's hear from the other guys what they thought of the result.
Start with Henry.
Henry.
Guys.
No, Helen.
Yeah. My hot take on the match. Yeah, it wasn't the best. I said in my pre-match video that we haven't found our groove yet, and I think that's evidently true after the match with Bournemouth today. I think we were very lucky that they had their goal disallowed early on. I think we were very unlucky with a couple of goals. I think Murphy should have got one in. I think Harvey Barnes should have got one in. I think we were very unlucky with the penalty that we didn't get against Fulltyne. I just think we didn't look like a cohesive team. At times it looked like these people have never played football together. And when you think of how hungry we were at the beginning of the match against Liverpool and the Carabao Cup, and I know that was 8 months ago, but we can't just blame it on the Isak thing. Like, he's one player. It's still predominantly the same squad. Like, how has this happened? I think especially when you think of how well we started last season, like this time last season, we were flying high. We'd won a couple of games already. It's just really disappointing. I know it's early in the season. I know there's plenty of time to turn things around. I know we've got players that need to still embed themselves into the squad. I hope it happens sooner rather than later. But as always, we keep the faith. It's going to get better. It's got to get better, right?
I mean, yes, we got results at the start of last season, but we were actually very poor when we got those results, weren't we? We weren't exactly playing great football, and everyone was pointing that out, to be fair. But yeah, good points. I can't remember Barnes having a chance, though. When did he have a Barnes up promising end of last season when covering for Gordon, but not sure what happened to him this year. I don't know whether it's confidence. I don't know. But I can't remember him getting much of a chance in the. Oh no, he made a great run, didn't he? And got a corner when he burst through the defence. Yeah, I remember now. That just shows you how bad the game is. But yeah, I remember it now. Barnes normally coming on late as a sub. His food sometimes good. Sorry, sometimes had a goal in him, but starting him isn't working for me. Like, yeah, no, I mean, when Gordon's ran the right back ragged and then Gordon comes off, Barnes normally, because he's that direct, he normally gets good chances. I wonder why I was calling for Willock's head like they did Miggy's, and Barnes has been horrible in my opinion. I'm not scapegoating. No, I mean, Willock was, honestly, mate, I love Willock, and I was so glad we signed him, and I thought that season when Isak first joined, he was unbelievable, but he's gone right off the boil. I don't know whether it's the injuries or whatever it is, but he just didn't look himself today, to be honest with you. Right, who else can we bring in? Let's see if we can find. There he is, Henry. Both H's.
A point on the road, another 0-0 draw, another tough watch, to be honest. I managed to do a lot of my redecorating in my house during the game. That's how engaging it was. But I think Voltemade, unlucky to not get a penalty.
Yep.
If that's anywhere else on the pitch, it's probably a foul because it's continued pull of the shirt. But wasn't to be. Defensively outstanding, you have to say, from Newcastle. I think Malik Chow did well, perhaps lucky not to get a second yellow though. But overall, defensively, really good. Just that final third on the road at the moment, not happening for Newcastle at the moment. What's the answer? Don't know. I think it's just a bit of confidence, perhaps. I don't think that the subs made a huge difference on the game, really. Just a lack of clear-cut chances for Newcastle, and that's what's let them down today. But Bournemouth's a tough place for us to go historically. It is a point on the road, so you can't complain too much, but work to do going forward, I think.
Yeah, definitely work going forward.
And keeping a clean sheet also is nothing to sneeze at.
No,
Again,
like I said,
we
it was a cracking defensive display. It was just poor going forward. You can't not go in the second half trying to win a game and not have any shots on goal.
Right.
That to me is terrible.
We got to stop playing to him, stop playing through him.
Right, let's bring Mr. Potter in.
Hi guys, JC Potter here. Disappointing today for a number of reasons. I think the choice of the squad was disappointing. I think there needs to be some changes, but 7 changes I think I counted. That's a lot to change. Solid defensively, can't fault the defence. They were solid. We were unlucky not to get the penalty with Voltamade with the shirt pull. I think that should have gone back to VAR. That's a VAR issue. But we didn't look like we wanted to win it. The passes, there were far too many stray passes. It wasn't fluid. It wasn't consistent. There was attacking. Jacob Murphy had the ball a lot of times and played the ball brilliantly, but there was nobody in the box. I thought Voltamade was absent. I don't rate him at all at the minute. I'm willing to be swayed on that, and hopefully he'll settle in. But it was a very lacklustre performance. I know we had a tough game on Thursday, and we gave our all. But if you can do that for Barcelona, there should have been something similar. It was disappointing today. I'm not going to lie. I know Bournemouth are flying high, but I think that's 2 points that we dropped. I think we could have snatched that game from them, but we'll have to see. So on we move on, and we'll see from there. All right, take care, guys.
Good words from JC and balls, right?
I can hear. And I can hear where he's coming from. He's not wrong. Just as was earlier said in the comments, we've just got so many games coming thick and fast now, and we've got so many important pieces of our puzzle out and unavailable to us. It's kind of patching it together and putting it out there, and you're gonna put your strongest 11 out for the Premier League and for the Champions League. We're gonna see what our metal's made of on Wednesday night when we go to the likes of, when we host the likes of Bradford.
Yeah, full house as well. Gary, no, it was 1-1 last season, but it should have been a 2-1 loss because we got lucky with a VAR decision, I think it was. They scored in the last minute and a handball was given. So we got very lucky. Here are the ratings for Bournemouth. No surprise. Everyone up at the top was shocking. Everyone at the back had a decent game.
I like Sinisi, by the way.
Yes. Tavernier was brilliant as well. Normally plays right back, playing in the number 10 role. So, and obviously kept Cliver on the bench. It shows
and if people forget, he's also the younger brother of James Tavernier that used to play for our under 20s.
That's
21.
Right. And then again, our stats up front, shocking. Everyone at the back, brilliant. So it just shows you what kind of game it was.
Poor Nick.
And Nick Pope got a 6.8, and I'm not too sure why, because I thought he commanded his box quite well. He saved everything that came at him, obviously, because there was only 2 saves he had to make. So it's his kicking, I think. I think that's the reason why his rating goes down, because every time he kicks it long, he doesn't find a person.
Right.
Yeah, Bradford won't be easy. It doesn't matter. Look at Wimbledon. We only managed to scrape past them with a penalty when we played them last year, and that was when we actually won the thing.
Yep.
We've got a bit more depth now. We have a little bit more depth, but you can't make 7 changes and then try and train for 2 days on the formation change and expect to be fluent like we were against Liverpool
and travel.
like we were against Barcelona, and travel down to Bournemouth as well.
That's the longest trip we'll make this season.
Yeah, no, one of the longest. Brighton.
Oh, Brighton. That's true.
Yep. Yeah. So Brighton is obviously one of the ones. But as you can see from the ratings, I mean, the formation didn't work. The front three didn't fire. And it was just a bit poor all around, to be fair. But again, someone said to me, would you take a point before the start of the game? I'm like, against Bournemouth? Yeah, away to Bournemouth, who are flying high. They're in 4th now, I think.
Yep,
I'm not putting the league table up. I'm not putting the league table up.
Yep.
I'm not putting the league table up.
Don't. I don't.
I'm not, because the Mackhams are still fucking ahead of us.
Well, again, I remind everyone, they're going to lose half their squad when the African Cup of Nations come up. We're going to lose one player. They're going to lose half a squad. So let's not count our chickens before they hatch.
I know. I just don't like them being ahead of us.
I know.
Every Sunderland account I keep seeing, for at least another week, we're ahead of them. It's just like, oh, fuck's sake. I just want to shut them up. Pep was alluding to fatigue in his team and the closeness of the Champions League fixtures today's game against Arsenal. Yeah, so Arsenal played on Tuesday night. They played Thursday night, and then they played today. Harsh on them, but at least they got an extra couple of hours. We had to play at 2 p.m.
Right.
And we should never have played on Thursday, Sunday. We should have played Wednesday, Sunday. So I think it was ridiculous that they played the Champions League games over 3 nights just so they could be on TV. They're literally all about money and absolutely nothing about player welfare. But again, it will work itself out, because it will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, in the future. So we will get that extra day. But it just made it harder to go to a Bournemouth after a Barcelona game. It's not what you want.
Agreed.
Yeah, Barca fans have been brilliant online. We pointed that out when I did the.
They said show. That. I mean, for all intents and purposes, all of the reviews from the game Thursday night was we handled ourselves well. It was an unlucky result, but everyone who came to St. James's Park as either a Barcelona fan or as a neutral all came out saying the experience was something that they'll never forget. Again, just the pageantry, the noise of our crowd, everything about a European night under the lights at St. James's Park was on full display. So
absolutely. The other thing that's really disappointing, obviously, it's just completely non-football related, but the beer company who do war flags.
I wanted to talk about that. Great.
Go on. I just cannot believe they've got the name War to themselves.
Yeah.
And then they literally had to change the name of the beer to NCL Flags so they can actually donate to the charity, because that brewery is stopping them from using War. Yeah. Which is ridiculous.
Do we want to name them? Do we want to name them and shame them? I will.
Yeah, go on. You have your say on it.
So Anarchy Brewing, for the last couple of years, has had a brew, a lager called War Flags, and proceeds from the sale of that lager went directly to War Flags.
25%, wasn't it, or 50%?
25%. Yeah, something like that. But War Flags decided, or that partnership came to an end at the end of last season, and in is it Bickham? It's not Biker. Who's the new brewer?
I'm not sure.
I want to say BYKHAM.
Could be. I've lost the statement, unfortunately.
Anyway, so so they changed partnerships. Willem, there. Thank you. Thanks, Leslie.
There we
Wylam.
go.
Is it Wylam? Wylam Breweries has now partnered with War Flags, and they had a brew called War Flags. And unfortunately, Anarchy Brewing has started legal proceedings against War Flags and Wylam breweries to cease calling the new brew, the Wylam Brewery flavor, has stopped them calling it War Flags because somehow Anarchy Brewing has trademarked the word war.
War since 2022, I think.
It just, well, since they started that flavor of beer, you know, given the use of that word in the Geordie vernacular, I don't know how anybody could possibly go. So, all right. So, Wylam, you should, trademark YI. It just, YI flags. That's what we'll call it. And I mean, since it's Wylam, why not?
Why not?
Just why not? YI.
YI.
YI
beer.
YI beer. That's right. It's frustrating that. I don't know if the departure of War Flags from Anarchy was acrimonious. At the end of the season, the statement from War Flags was that partnership was ceasing. It didn't. There didn't appear to be any animosity or anything in it. They just said at the end of last season that partnership was dissolving and that there would be new agreements to come. And then it was announced that Wylam was coming forward. I can't believe the Anarchy would go to those levels.
That low,
To
for charity as well.
Well, to cut the nose off to spite their faces. I mean, come on. War Flags does a phenomenal job, and it's volunteer. It's a nonprofit. It's all the proceeds that go into it are to put on those fantastic displays like we saw Thursday night. My God, that tifo was something else.
It was, wasn't it?
And they teamed with. I'm trying to who they teamed with Wolves. Whoever was that did the giant Diogo Jota display at their first home game. The tribute to Jota. That's who they worked with in order to rig up that tifo. That tifo was fantastic to have. To have the magpie, dressed up like Angus Young. I mean, that was just too much. That was awesome. It was really terrific, and I only saw pictures of it afterwards because they didn't show that on the screen at the pub. So, well, we were still getting the TVs turned on because all the other Champions League games were on when we walked in.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. So, I've got one thing for Amnesty or whatever they were called.
Anarchy.
Anarchy. I tried to find a cork with your name on it, but I couldn't.
Well, I was going to say, where's our Jamie Tart one?
Jamie Tart. I don't know where that is. But
yes, you do. Our other one.
That one as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
If you're going to be a prick, that's what you get.
Yep. And that is exactly what the response is online, to be fair. I think they're going to lose a lot of customers because of this.
I don't doubt it. And I know that there have been a couple of YouTubers that were doing their show. They would do a show once a week out of that brewing, out of the brewery.
They won't be doing that anymore.
No.
But you would hope not. Anyway, quick shout out to Diet Crow, because our sponsors are absolutely amazing. 20% off using Baz20 for all their merchandise. And
I was wearing that NUFC one under my tune kit on Thursday night.
Woo, one in the middle. And don't forget about Geordieland Experience, absolutely fantastic. They're going to be doing lots of tours around Newcastle, haunted ones and stuff like that. I've been invited on one of them to do some recording to show it off.
Really fun.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And I don't like ghosts and stuff like that, so I probably crap myself if they have anything popping out and jumping out from anywhere.
Tell them to save that one until February. I'll go on it. No problem.
There'll be loads of them, mate. There's going to be loads of them. And Prince Charming, they're sponsoring our talking night. He's also going to, I'm said to him, if we sponsor him if we shout him out for about a year or to the rest of the season, can he get us signed merchandise? He said, yes, he can. So I've just got to provide shirts. He's going to get them signed. And then we've got loads of raffle prizes.
Super.
So if you want your keys cut, or you want prints, or you want any merchandise from rock to movie memorabilia to Newcastle memorabilia to other teams, get down to their shop in Wallsend. Absolutely fantastic. I've been in there, and I'll get loads of pictures up eventually and check them out.
It's on my shopping list.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
honestly, really nice little shop with all the stuff that's in there.
I mean, and if it has anything to do with rock and roll, or has anything to do with movies, or has anything to do with the tune, I'm in. So there you go.
Best one he had, but he said it's not for sale. He's got a DeLorean car, isn't it, from Back to the Future?
Yep.
He's got that signed by Doc and by
Marty McFly.
Yeah, Marty McFly, both of them.
I don't think Michael J. Fox can even hold the pen anymore. So
no, exactly.
That is definitely something that's priceless. Yep.
And he said it's not for sale, it's just for people to look at.
Nice.
Everything's got a price though, hasn't it? The last thing I want to touch on is Bruno. He's just the guy, isn't he? I mean, not only today being the captain on the sidelines, the way he was cheering everyone on, the way he was getting them to focus, the way he was pushing them and pushing them and pushing them.
And you saw that. You saw several times when they came on screen. Where he was mini coaching off the touchline. It was fantastic.
Oh God, no thanks. No. Okay, no. Don't like anything like that. Definitely not. Nope. Confined spaces. Nope.
Nope.
Couldn't think of anything worse. But Bruno has been seen on a tweet from
I love this one
Instagram.
Too. An Instagram post. Yep.
His Instagram post, wasn't it? From our queen and him calling them her queen to come back to Newcastle. So I mean, we would love to see it, wouldn't we?
Yes. And if you don't know who we're talking about, folks, Amanda Stavely posted early. Right. You live under a rock. Amanda Stavely posted on Instagram today. It was a congratulations to the Newcastle women before their match today. And in the comments, it's big as life. There's Bruno saying, "Please come back, Queen," with black and white hearts. So there's no.
He just gets it.
He does. And to be fair, if you haven't seen. So speaking of Amanda was just on a podcast called Higher Performance.
Yes, High Performance Podcast. Yeah.
Which in order to watch it, you had to have a subscription to the app. Now it's available on YouTube. It's an hour and 6 minutes long or whatever. There have been lots of clips of it shown on both YouTube and on other social media platforms where Twitter. And we know the person who made the comment. I think Magpie 24/7. I think it's what they read her a comment where it was very, very complimentary of how much Amanda cared about not only the region, but about not only about the club, but the region as a whole. In terms of the fan experience, everything having to do with the club. And it was a very complimentary comment, and she was tearing up when it was being read, and she said that's what made it. It was the hardest thing that she's ever had to do was walking away from Newcastle. Now
she didn't want to walk away.
She didn't. I think there were a lot of factors. I think there were a lot of factors. I think there was that. I think there was the legal case with the with that Greek shipping magnate. Yeah, shipping magnate stuff. I think there was a whole bunch of stuff. But now I think all of that has been sorted. So I was kind of hoping that maybe
get a role in something.
Maybe Hopkinson can figure out a role for her. I feel the same way about a certain number 9 that used to play for us. I would love to see, as an official ambassador of some sort. So,
if he wants it, he's obviously very busy at the BBC.
Yep, very much so.
And congratulations to Harry Winter, who is now part of the BBC as well.
Congratulations to Henry Winter.
He's still the voice of Radio Newcastle, though, on match days. Not all the time, but enough of the times.
Not today. He was redecorating.
Yeah, he was redecorating today. So I think he was probably glad he was redecorating today, to be fair.
Did we still have one more video?
No, there's only 3, wasn't there?
Oh, Jack sent one in, did he not?
Did he? No, I don't think. Did he?
Go look.
Oh, if he did, I missed it.
Did I miss it, or did I see JC and I thought it was Jack?
Yeah, I think he made it up. It's definitely not there.
It's in my head. It's all in my head.
It's all in my head.
Jack said he watched
in your head.
I asked him if he went down, and he said he watched at the Turk's Head.
Yeah, he watched the Turk's Head, yeah. And he's watching NFL or something like
Please,
that. But
please forgive my naivete. Where's the Turk's Head? Is that
it's in time
is
off.
that in timeout? Yep.
Yeah.
I
Good
thought so.
pub.
Yep.
Good pub.
But that's not yours is the Monk's Eating Arms, right? That's
yeah, mine's amongst St. Arms. That's my local when I'm home or when I get a chance to go. But Benfield now as well, to be fair, it's closer.
Yeah,
from the
there you go.
train station. It's only a couple of stops. Apart from you got to change at Monument.
Just don't make us get off at Biker and do that walk again like we did last time. That was,
no, definitely not. FAs.
That was
good food though. Good food.
Food. Yep.
But a long walk. Final thoughts though, it's a great point. You've got to have a positive on it. The back line were fantastic. Chow didn't look out of place. I thought he looked absolutely fantastic. Botman got his 90 minutes, looked fantastic. Dan Burn was a bit iffy at times, but also fantastic. Just his hands, the fouls he was giving away, he was driving me nuts. But other than that, 5 at the back doesn't work. But the positive is we've got a point from a game that we always struggle in. So it's a point gained in my eyes. What could get because we had to go to FAs.
I got it.
It's a long story, Leslie. Long story. But that's a positive. It is a good point. It could be a great point by the end of the season. We move on to Wednesday night, and then we've got the Arsenal game. Monday night, I will be on Martin's channel for the Oil Brothers.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to do that next episode. Tuesday night, we'll do a fans forum. I've got a few guests for that already lined up. And then I'm at work Wednesday, Thursday night. So I'm screwed for anything else. But yeah. Well, any last thoughts from yourself?
No, I agree with you. It was a point, and anything that gets us in the plus column in terms of points is a good thing. It was, like I said, it was also a 0-0 draw. Some of those have been the best games we've ever watched simply because of the football that was on display. This was not one of those.
Far from it.
But at the same time, it was a clean sheet. I echo your comments on both Chow and Botman. Botman getting a solid 90 minutes under his legs as part of his recovery. Chow looked
didn't look out of place either, though, did he? Botman,
he did
looked
not.
Brilliant again.
Well, and to be fair, again, as we were criticizing the back five, Dan Burn looked out of place because, let's be honest, he wasn't playing in his regular formation, and he was, and I would have thought that Dan Burn, with his experience and such, would have been, in the place that Botman was. But Botman is the one that's probably just a little bit more mobile.
I would say.
And then also because he's still recovering from injury and he's getting those initial minutes back in his legs, Dan Burn can do a lot more running than Botman could. So, but no, as a first choice center back pairing, we got a kind of our first look at Chow and Botman playing together, and they didn't look out of place. You take Dan Burn out of that formation, you're looking at possibly the back four that could lead us for the next decade.
Yeah, 100%.
So arguably, we got a good look at our guys. They look good. We're just struggling for creativity, and the sharpness of our attack isn't there yet. But again, we are still coming to terms with what playing with Big Nick up front, 6'6", non-target man.
He doesn't like to head the ball, does he?
No. Well, but to be fair, he scored his debut goal with a header, so there you go.
Yeah, but as a target man, he doesn't like
the
to
header as he's falling
on.
backwards. Yeah, he's not known for using his head much. He's much better with his feet. So we're early days again of the season. I don't like being 5 weeks into the season and being down in 13th. But again, we've got guys that are injured that have yet to come back. We're looking forward to Wissa coming back. We're looking for Ramsey to come back. We're looking for Gordon now to be available out of suspension. So we've got lots of positives to look at, and that ties right back into the overall feeling for today. 0-0 wasn't the best game to watch, but it was a point and a clean sheet, and we continue to move forward. We survived to fight another day. So there you are.
Exactly. Only Liverpool have beaten us.
Exactly. And let's be fair. So I have to ask a question because I was flying yesterday, so I missed a lot of what was going on. Was all of those tweets and all of those posts about Moisey having a breakdown after the derby, were those? I mean, did he actually make that statement saying that shame on the Premier League
No, I don't think he did.
Was it what? I mean, were those just being jokey?
I think there was something said, but I think they've blown it out of proportion.
Okay.
If I remember rightly.
The quote that was being used was Moisey was saying that, only in the Premier League could, Liverpool win as many games as they have without deserving it.
Yeah. I don't know if he thought he said that. To be honest with you, I didn't even listen to the commentary at the end of the Liverpool game, so I was out watching the Benfield game, to be fair. So, but I don't. Moisey's a very clever manager. He wouldn't say anything out towards.
I wouldn't think he would say anything controversial, but
you'll get banned. You'll get banned or fined. So I can't see that being completely true, but I could be wrong. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We will be back, like I say, Martin's channel Monday, back on here on Tuesday. Take care till then. I hope you've enjoyed your weekend and try not work too hard through the week. However,
bye.